Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Monday, November 9th, 2015. Ra here right now in both the Lynn Life and the Lynn-Body-Mind. Other teammates in other aspects of the physical dimension, all of us in the physical dimension and in the subatomic levels of the physical dimension from the perspective of the spirit world viewers. We have a lot of new faces on the team, and the old faces are also trying to find their right place. We're going to go with the foundational assignment, which is to do what is ours to do right now in all dimensions. To manifest the divine plan, the data clearly showing what's needed is to provide a collective restart. And things don't happen without a deadline, so we have been issued a series of nested deadlines that begin on November 15th, which is coming up soon.
That's true.
And end with a collective restart on January 17th, 2017. And with that, it begins. What do I know? Well, I know that things get a lot simpler when we are down to working with only one of the things in the project.
That's true.
That we were trying to keep two projects going, and it wasn't working. We were spread too thin, and so we were losing good teammates because they were overworked and not having a chance to regroup in a space of more clarity.
That's true.
So we have consolidated, and we have pulled out of Thing 2, bringing first all the nature realms presences and all the machine presences and any other spirits who were working with us who wanted to come. We brought them to either the Search for Truth pillar or to Thing 1.
That's true.
Take everybody with us. We're not leaving people behind unless they want to stay behind, and some did want to stay because we are going back.
Yes.
And they said, no, we want to stay here and hold the space. And we said, are you sure? And they said, absolutely.
Yes, that's true.
Okay. And now we have a lot of presence in Thing 1 and a lot of presence in Search for Truth, and it's probably not all in its right place.
That's definitely true.
Yeah. So before we go moving things around inside of the Search for Truth pillar or inside of Thing 1, let's first simply sort in between the two. Everyone who is supposed to be in Search for Truth somewhere will be drawn to Search for Truth. And everyone who is supposed to be in Thing 1 somewhere will be drawn to Thing 1, which is a practical ground where the theories can be applied, I guess we could say.
True.
It's possible this unsettled feeling has been because people aren't in the right places.
That's true.
Just live streaming up. This is what we're doing. Sorting first, energetically, whoever belongs in Search for Truth right now to Search for Truth, which would mean entering in below frontier and beginning with the broom. That's where everyone begins. And so
true.
all who are being drawn to Search for Truth, we should be drawing to the door at below frontier and to a broom.
That's true.
And all of those in Thing 1 right now, we can draw them to the big encampments that are around the Black Wolf Center.
That's true.
Where Ugachaka is running the cables.
I'm starting to feel better. And I feel nature realms beings around the Black Wolf Center wanting to run cables too.
Yes.
I want to do what Ugachaka's doing. I want to do that thing.
Yes. Plenty of places near Ugachaka.
Now I feel the cables who came out of Thing 2 who were really sad and had given up hope, starting to look around at the other teams of cables in Thing 1 in the Search for Truth pillar.
Say, oh my goodness.
Well, there are others.
Oh my.
There are others like me.
Oh geez.
There's a community like me.
Right.
And they're in good shape.
Right.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. You can join in, and there are a lot of little hands who would be well suited to these little cables.
That's
and those
true.
little hands, for the most part, are in Thing 1 around Ugachaka. Would
That's
you like
true.
to go work there? Some would,
Some
and
would.
some would prefer to be here because they feel Asha is here, and they also like Asha an awful lot.
That's true.
And they know that Betty Jean is here too. They can smell her, and they're looking around for her.
That's true. Yes.
After being sorted, rather than saying, I must be in the wrong place. Look around and see, what might be for me to do right here? Because our sorting isn't 100% accurate, but it's good.
Pretty good.
It's
That's
pretty
true.
good. So rather than assuming you aren't in your right place, after the sorting happens, we should assume we are in our right place and see what we might be doing right where we are. Now stirring the energy again, up and down, thing one, and up and down, search for truth.
When I see probe, it looks like she's sitting at a table, and she has things in front of her, papers maybe, small things, and she's saying, I know I'm supposed to do something with these things, and I just don't see how they fit together. And Yoda is saying something like, well, I can see that they're supposed to fit together.
Let's see if we can figure this out.
See if we can figure this out. And it has to do with tracking or hunting or spotting, maybe.
Maybe trilocation.
That could be.
Well, trilocation is what GPSs are based on. If we know where two things are with relation to each other and to a third thing, we can figure out where the third thing is.
That's true.
What now in order to meet the series of
nested deadlines
that begin on November 15th? Well, first things first, we have to have this search for truth pillar lined up properly.
That's true. I can do better.
Asha, where are you? Maybe she went with
that thing 2 cable group that went to thing 1. It's possible she went with them.
That's it. They want to have somebody familiar with them, maybe.
That's true.
Asha, were you sorted into the Black Wolf Center, or did you move of your own accord?
I think it was a conscious move rather than a sorting, which does make me kind of
Makes me nervous. So let's do the sorting again and just see what happens.
Okay. And more cables from thing 2 are now in thing 1 with her.
Well, with Asha and Black Wolf, and Uga Chaka, and many of Pan's good friends there, the ones who had been cycling through the Search for Truth pillar for so long before they were incarcerated for their political beliefs. With them all there, they have the chance of holding clear space.
That's true.
The golf ball picked,
yes,
is there and really getting a rhythm going with the breaking things assignment.
That's true, smashing from side to side.
Yes, it's almost like a pendulum fashion.
That's true.
Or a metronome fashion.
Oh, that's true.
And that flock of ideas, many of them are over there, flying up and down.
It's true.
And the cables are going well.
Starting to go better.
They're too short. These cables are too short. Just so you know, they need to be longer.
And the cables themselves feel scared, like I don't want to reach down there. It's dark and scary, and there are creepy sounds and yucky smells coming from down there. I see them drying up their little feet.
I see that too. What now? Well, we have got to get this central pillar longer.
That's true.
Flock of ideas, are you willing to fly down and clear the space so that the cables feel safer?
Yes.
Wonderful. Cables, will you feel safe if Flock of Ideas is flying through the zone even longer than you're stretching?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's try it that way.
It reminds me of how rescue spirits of the light used to dive in for dead people not in their right place and carry them out.
Yes.
It looks kind of like that.
It does.
Like the Flock of Ideas dives down and they come back up, and in each hand they have the hand of
someone who needs to go to the light.
That's true. And now it's starting to feel calmer, more peaceful. And the cables feel kind of bad because they can see it's just dead nature realm's presences. It was no one to be afraid of.
We can start to see the doorway at the bottom of thing 1. Reach down to that door at the very bottom.
I can start to see the doorway. I feel them reaching down.
Yes. And get up as high as you can get. at the other end, and there of course we hit the kind of like lead flooring where the spirit world encampments have really thickened the barrier between themselves and the rest of Thing One. They came in to awaken this humanoid to his destiny.
That's true.
And they have found his energy to be so difficult to deal with that they have labeled him a dark entity or something, and they've just sealed it off.
It feels like for the cables it's not that hard to get through the lead barrier that the spirit world presence is set up. It's like they're looking up and going, that thing? I can go through that thing.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It hadn't occurred to me that I could, but when I really look at it, I can go through that.
Oh, interesting. Well, go for it. Again, I'm having glimpses of the ancient road, is what they call it, the road that Asha charted out through Thing One, and now they're calling it an ancient road.
That's true.
And it was all overgrown once more with lies, but now I can see shadows on it, which means there's at least some light on it.
That's true. I feel Probe saying, like, I've got it. I think I've got it.
Good.
And it feels like she's off and running again.
Good. Yoda, where are you supposed to be right now? What is for you to do right now?
Oh wow, that bums him out so much. He knows he's supposed to leave Probe, but he wants to be there for this.
You think it's only going to be 2 minutes, but it isn't. We always think it's going to be only 2 minutes.
That's true.
But rarely is it. How about this? You just stay alert to where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to be doing in every moment, and then if it's time for you to go back, you will know.
Okay.
Where are you supposed to be right now?
Maybe in the Lynn-Body-Mind. Maybe.
Why don't you try it? What is the resistance to trying? Help me understand.
I don't know who's speaking because it doesn't feel like Yoda. I can feel that Yoda likes the probe, and he likes the control room, and he likes the machine rooms.
I don't think he has been in a humanoid.
No, they're all either non-physical or machines, and he feels very safe with that. And the idea of being in a physical humanoid presence seems kind of overwhelming or unknown.
In the library, the Lynn life had a long healing practice working with lots and lots of different sentient presences, including non-humanoid life forms, members of the nature realms in a hardcore definition.
That's true.
And also with machines and buildings and other structures that were not natural in any traditional definition.
That's true.
But were also sentient. And she found it to be the same. She found there to be very little difference. Humanoid, non-humanoid, animal, plant, machine, all the same.
That's true. It's possible Yoda is coming over here.
Or kind of like opening a doorway between the two, possibly.
That could be.
It's possible. And maybe going over there. I would like that, because my perception, Mira, my perception is that this has been the place where you are supposed to have been for the last maybe 24 hours, and you're not there yet, and that's interesting. And it's okay, because you are still kind of a consultant. But when we observe what we don't want to do, we can often learn a lot about ourselves and our prejudices.
That's true. I can see how I don't want to believe it's all the same.
Fascinating. Why wouldn't you want to believe it's all the same?
Well, probably because I've done things I'm not proud of under the story that it's not all the same, and so if I admit that it's all the same, I'm going to have to look at my actions a little more carefully, and I might not be the person I want to define myself as.
Well, what we say is, be glad we see it, not sad we have it. When we see it, then we're empowered to change. Well, I think the point is this. We're doing this all day, every day.
That's true.
We video a little segment.
That's true.
Bleep, there it is. And now the work continues.
That's true.
Onward.
Onward.
Pete and Anemone are every bit as proactive as
They're very
the Jamie
proactive.
Body-Mind.
That's true.
There are also many other supporting souls at Into the Line Outpost now, rebirthed from
That's
Below
true.
Frontier. And many other supporting souls at Below Into the Line Outpost,
that's
rebirthed
true.
from Frontier. They're no longer just them holding the space. There's a lot of people
That's
there.
true.
It's like the transport portal in the
It's
old
actually
days.
pretty well staffed,
It's
yeah.
hugely well staffed.
That's true.
So this area is thinly
It's
staffed.
the understaffed area.
Right. This is the understaffed area, and so we need a big walk-in presence here who fits the bill.
That's
Good attitude, intending to do the work as assigned by wise minds above, to specifications in every moment.